The world's biggest bank pumps Ethereum, why Ethereum is going to be the blue chip token of the future, and why Ethereum will increase dramatically in value. We've seen a little pump in Ethereum in recent days. It's up to about 3,900, and of course it's a beautiful day at Ethereum Place in Hawaii. I love Ethereum. It bought me this luxury condo. I still have some, and probably the next Ethereum place will be a $20 million mansion, and I'll explain why in this report. We got a hold of a report from the Bank for International Settlements. The Bank for International Settlements is the central bank of central banks. It has on record $458 billion in assets. In truth, it may have quadrillions of dollars in assets. If you have a birth certificate, there is an account in your name at the Bank for International Settlements, and I won't get too deep into that, but the Bank for International Settlements is the big daddy of central banks. And this is the project that we got a hold of, Project Pine. It's not secret, it's a public thing. They put it out in public. This report, Project Pine, Central Bank Open Market Operations with Smart Contracts. They're talking about the transition to the new financial system that we've been talking about for 7 years now at futureforecastinggroup.com, and we have a full analysis of this Pine report up on our private site. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about it right now for free. We are going into a new financial system where everything is going to be tokenized. Every interaction, financial, human, every bit of commerce on planet Earth is going to have a digital certificate attached to it, and it will be tokenized, and all of this will be monitored, and there will be micro taxes taken out by way of smart contracts. So the Bank for International Settlements put out this project detailing the progress that they're making on the road to smart contracts and the tokenization, the putting of everything on distributed ledger technology. Okay, let's go to the first slide. These slides are from the executive summary, and these are the bullet points. I'll go over them really quickly. The first one, tokenization has the potential to transform the financial market infrastructure's underlying payments and securities. That is a bit of an understatement, but they're getting right to the point. Tokenization will transform the financial markets. Project Pine, a joint research study by the New York Fed's New York Innovation Center and the BIS Innovation Hub Swiss Center, explores how central banks can implement policy in a tokenized world. So you have the New York Fed and you have the Bank for International Settlements. These are the highest level of the banking pyramid, and they're doing this study. All right, the bullet points continue. A toolkit prototype was built using smart contracts, and it successfully met shared requirements. So they're stress testing this new system. This is the new financial system. It's been designed, they're testing it right now, and they're beginning to implement it. The project was a first step in highlighting the potential benefits of tokenization for central banks. Word out to the central banks, guys, you're going to have to tokenize everything. Developing this prototype showed that central banks will likely play a very different role than other participants in tokenized systems. What will the banks be doing? We get into this more in our full report on our private site, futureforecastinggroup.com. Continuing. Smart contracts and tokenization could help central banks better manage extraordinary events. The most significant benefit is that facilities can be created and deployed almost instantly with smart contracts. You have to read between the lines there when they're saying manage extraordinary events. What they're referring to there is cataclysmic earth changes, floods, hurricanes, tsunamis, volcanic activity, all kinds of war, all kinds of disruptive, catastrophic actions that will change how humanity is governed and how order is restored. Okay, continuing on in this light. This speed, coupled with the ability to adjust any of the parameters at any time, gives central banks flexibility in responding to unforeseen events and fast-moving crises. What do they know about unforeseen events and fast-moving crises? Okay, getting back to the nuts and bolts of this, what token are they going to be using? Well, if we go to the report, we see one chart where they say tokenize money and securities, interact with smart contracts and testing scenarios. Token derived from ERC20. The ERC20 token standard is a robust standard for EVM blockchains. So what is ERC20? That's Ethereum. That is all the platforms that are built on Ethereum. The central bank of central banks is endorsing Ethereum for the tokenization of the new financial system. Again, they mention Ethereum. Above the settlement layer is the asset layer, consisting of the wholesale money and securities issued. In Project Pine's case, these were all ERC20 tokens. That's Ethereum, folks, a popular token standard for EVM networks. These tokens represented the reserves, commercial bank deposits, securities, and unsecuritized assets that would be used in testing scenarios. So they're testing the new system using Ethereum. And Ethereum happens to just be pumping. A little coincidence right there. All right, what you've been told about digital assets, cryptocurrencies, is that this is disruptive to the system. It's that this will replace the banking, that will get rid of the central banks using cryptocurrency. This is not true. Crypto is not disrupting the system. It is becoming the system. We have a full report titled BIS and Fed's Project Pine, Making Ethereum the Next Bitcoin. It's up on our private site, futureforecastinggroup.com. You can get a membership today and see that full report. But Ethereum is going to be one of the big dogs. What we're going into is a system where Bitcoin is going to be a treasury asset. Bitcoin will not run smart contracts. Bitcoin will not be used for day-to-day transmission of wealth. It is going to be to store wealth as a treasury asset. If you have one Bitcoin, you'll be rich. Ethereum is going to run the wholesale layer of all the smart contracts. And, ready for this? XRP is going to be the retail layer. HBAR will be probably the real estate layer. Ooh, there's some of the tokens we hold are just, we're in exciting times if you have some cryptos. Futureforecastinggroup.com.